Moms and dads, we all know the moment. Your kid picks the coolest looking costume in the store, the Spartan Warrior, Iron Man helmet, maybe your full gorilla suit. They look awesome in it for 5 minutes, and then reality hits. The helmet fogs up, the weapons break, and the gorilla suit smells like a wet dog. Today, I'm going to save you from some of this chaos. That is the Dad's Guide to Halloween Costume Selection. We're going to talk about some pros and cons here, guys, okay? Helmets and masks are showstoppers like Iron Man, Darth Vader, Black Panther. Your kid looks great, looks epic, but here's the dad truth. Here are some of the pros. The costume instantly recognizable. Your kid will also feel like the character the moment that helmet comes on. Some of the problem with helmets is the vision often gets cut into half or more. Kids are going to have a hard time seeing steps, curbs, candy bowls. They're likely going to get foggy, sweaty, and then after 20 or 30 minutes, they're likely going to be carrying that helmet in between houses and only wearing it as they go up to, say, trick or treat. By the end of it, most kids will end up carrying the helmet instead of wearing it, just because after 45 minutes or an hour walking around with that thing, it's going to get very, very hot. And depending on your child's hair, that could be its own issue. So, if your child insists on choosing helmets and a character that wears helmets or masks, pick ones that are lightweight and easy to remove. Better yet, face paint or a hoodie, something that zips up that they can throw on and then pull off. Face paint, if you have the tactile skills, they have a great look without the meltdown, but you do have to consider skin irritation and things like that. So do what's best for you, but these are some things to consider. Let's talk about another big part of Halloween, weapons and props. They're cool until they break. Lightsabers, swords, giant hammers, they look cool. Here are the pros. It adds a wow factor to the costume. The kids will love the roleplay, and it can keep them entertained in between houses. The cons are they can get dropped or lost. If you have more than one child, they will be used to hit the sibling. Ultimately, there's going to be places where they can't bring those props, and we, the parents, will end up carrying it. So just imagine trying to juggle a sword or a giant axe or whatever the prop is in the dark while carrying a candy bucket and making sure your child doesn't run out onto the road. If they are going to bring a prop, make sure it's something light. Great ideas for props are foam swords, anything made of foam, plush hammers, and anything inflatable. Those are great because they add a sort of cheekiness to the costume while they're also very easy to carry. Another great hack is to just use the prop or the sword for photos only. Use them for the photos, and then during the candy run, just leave them at home. Here's one part parents often overlook when you're selecting a character or a Halloween costume. Because the character might make sense in movies, and we're subject to a lot of trends as parents, and our kids want to be with whatever's trending. But it might not make sense in your neighborhood, and most importantly in your climate. If you live in a colder climate in Canada, like myself, that Spartan Warrior loincloth, not really a good idea at 5 degrees Celsius. You're going to end up throwing a parka on him, and suddenly Leonidas is going to look like he's working at Canadian Tire. Now, if you live in a hot climate somewhere down south and, pick a gorilla costume or something like that, or something with thick polyester, or like a full armored stormtrooper, they're going to get really sweaty. Hot kids will get cranky in under 15 minutes. The dad hack I have for this is to always layer smartly. Add thermals underneath thin outfits for cold weather. For hot weather, choose breathable fabrics and skip the heavy headgear. A great idea for that Spartan warrior is if he could have, a muscle suit underneath, and that muscle suit could be, all cloth and keep your kid quite warm while also making him look buff. So it's a great hack. Okay, parents, here's the checklist we all need before every Halloween night. Once we've selected and we've got our costume, do not wait until Halloween night to put it on for the first time. Okay? At least the night before, if not the week before, put it on them and let's go through this checklist. Can my kid climb, walk, and sit in this costume? Can they breathe clearly? Is it weather appropriate? Do I want to be the one carrying half of this when they quit? Get your kids to try their costumes on, and have them walk around. Have them sit, Can they breathe clearly? Is it weather appropriate? At the end of the day, Halloween isn't about the perfect costume photo. It's about fun. And keeping the chaos manageable. Pick smart. Test the outfit at home. And remember, your kid doesn't need to look like a Hollywood production. They just need to feel like the hero in their own story. Some of my favorite costumes were the ones we made at home. And you can use all sorts of things and get extremely creative. What was your kid's favorite costume? Also, what was the one that was a total disaster? Drop it in the comments. And let's help other dads make smarter choices this year. Don't forget to subscribe for more dad hacks, toy reviews, and chaos-tested parenting tips. Because here at the Fatherless Dad 2025, it's real dad, real chaos, real love.